that I think the UK continues to be in a much stronger position. We continue to be in a strong position, largely thanks to the speed of the vaccine rollout and now the booster rollout. And as for your question about Christmas, I think I'm going to stick with the formula I've used before, which is that I'm pretty confident, or absolutely confident, this Christmas will be considerably better than last Christmas. But on Wednesday, we received news of a new variant, the so-called Omicron variant, and I want to express my deep gratitude to scientists in South Africa who identified this new variant and shared the information widely and immediately. This variant is spreading around the world, with 2 cases so far identified here in the UK. As always, I must stress this, as always with a new variant, there are many things that we just cannot know at this early stage. But our scientists are learning more hour by hour. And it does appear that Omicron spreads very rapidly and can be spread between people who are double vaccinated. There is also a very extensive mutation, which means it diverges quite significantly from previous configurations of the virus. And as a result, it might, at least in part, reduce the protection of our vaccines over time. We need to slow down the seeding of this variant in our country. We need to buy time for our scientists to understand exactly what we're dealing with, and for us to get more people vaccinated and, above all, to get more people boosted. But we now need to go further and implement a proportionate testing regime for arrivals from across the whole world. So, we're not going to stop people travelling. I want to stress that. We're not going to stop people travelling, but we will require anyone who enters the UK to take a PCR test by the end of the 2nd day after their arrival, and to self-isolate until they have a negative result. We need to slow down the spread of this variant here in the UK, because measures at the border can only ever minimise and delay the arrival of a new variant rather than stop it altogether. So, in addition to the measures we're already taking to locate those who have been in countries of concern over the last 10 days, we will require all contacts of those who test positive with a suspected case of Omicron to self-isolate for 10 days, regardless of your vaccination status. We will also go further in asking all of you to help contain the spread of this variant by tightening up the rules on face coverings in shops and on public transport. We don't yet exactly know how effective our vaccines will be against Omicron, but we have good reasons for believing they will provide at least some measure of protection. And if you're boosted, your response is likely to be stronger. So it's more vital than ever that people get their jabs and we get those boosters into arms as fast as possible. From today, we're going to boost the booster campaign. We're already planning to do 6 million jabs in England alone over the next 3 weeks, and now we're looking to go further. So the Health Secretary has asked the JCVI, the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation, to consider giving boosters to as wide a group as possible, as well as reducing the gap between your 2nd dose and your booster. The measures that we're taking today, including on our borders and on face masks, are temporary and precautionary, and we will review them in 3 weeks. At that point, we should have much greater information about the continuing effectiveness of our vaccines.